This looks extraordinarily bad. What?
Yes, I'm dressed as a Ghostbuster because the theme of the Choc and Roll show this week is Marshmallow. Choc and Roll! Welcome to the Choc studio with me, Ollie the Choc.
She gotta feel it in your soul. She gotta believe it, you gotta know. She gotta wake up and dream and go get it. Her visionary knows no limit. Do it big so your name be remembered. Play your cards like the hand of a winner. Eat your breakfast but make room for dinner. Got a hunger for success and my dreams getting bigger. You wanna dream big, you better dream large. Blocking lanes on the boulevard. Calling shots cause you're in charge. You wanna dream big, you better dream large. You wanna live life like a renegade. Come to the top of your piece of fame. Calling shots cause you're in charge. You wanna dream big, you better dream large. 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 You wanna dream big, you better dream large.
How's it going?
Hi! I apologise for declining your polite invitation
It's all right.
earlier.
I'm not hurt or offended by that, don't you worry.
I'll have to make up for it.
Oh, well, you know what? You've already made up for it just for, sending me, first of all, the most amazing marshmallows ever. And everybody who's watching, this is going to be like mouth-watering stuff for you all tonight. These are some of the raspberry and champagne marshmallows. Look at the gorgeous packaging as well. I shouldn't say this really, but great Christmas gift. Una's going to kill me for saying that because they're already up against it in the factory.
I would never, ever, ever, ever say that, Ollie. But they do make perfect Christmas gifts. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. And I think the great thing about this, well, there's many great things about this tonight, and that is that first of all, I get to learn how to make marshmallows, which, and not just any marshmallows, like the fluffiest, most gorgeous, with the most natural ingredients, which we'll talk about. But we also have a lot in common as well, don't we?
We do have a few things in common, Ollie. It's true. Well, oddly enough, from two people that have never met and have had a 1 hour conversation earlier on, turns out we're quite similar.
Yeah, I know. It's quite funny, really. But you know what? I think it comes from growing up in a family business and having that passion and filling our diaries, like, not giving ourselves probably any time other than just work. We're workaholics, but we love it. It's passion, isn't it?
Exactly. I completely agree. Who needs a social life when you've got work and marshmallows and chocolate?
That's it. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here anyway with me at the Choc studio in my little place, Canal Side, Chocolate Street, High Lane. And I know that there'll be lots of your followers that will be joining as well. So hello everyone, I'm Ollie the Choc, and of course we've got the lovely Oonagh. Oonagh, thank you for sending me a copy of your book as well.
Oh, you are welcome. There's some beautiful.
And you've signed it.
We're really, and I signed it as well with Mallow.
What a legend.
Yeah, we are so proud of that. We brought it out with Penguin Random House about 5 years ago.
Yes.
Actually, it was the reason why my sister came on board working with me. She came on to write the book with me about 5 or 6 years ago. And she's supposed to stay for 6 months, and she's never left the business, Ollie. So she's now here 6 years later, still helping me out, still doing all the things I don't want to do.
She just stayed, it's like that sticky marshmallow effect, isn't it? She just stuck. But I can imagine it's such an infectious, I'm sure she's discovered that, every day is different. It presents new and exciting challenges and opportunities. And that's what it was like for me when I joined my family business. When I joined my dad at 17, I thought it was a temporary thing, but I can see why.
12 years later.
Exactly.
Such an incredible industry to be in. Everyone's really supportive. Like the chocolate industry and the marshmallow industry, everyone gets behind you. Everyone really good really wants you to do well. And that's what I love about working in this industry. Yeah,
definitely. It's kind of a small
really
industry.
Creative. Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah. Is it's a big industry, but it's tiny because when you get to know everybody, it's, you know, it's a wonderful thing, actually. Like you say, it's very supportive.
Sweet family.
A little sweet family. Yeah, exactly. I said that I felt like we were already family today, and you said earlier you got to be careful with that because you get me roped in.
I would be getting you roped in to tie ribbons and pack up boxes all day. Yeah, do not join my family. My parents will be in later on this month making up marshmallows. Do not worry. Every year without fail. The little elves, we call them.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like I said, you know, it's Christmas. It's the craziest time of year. And I think for me, growing up in the family business, that was the most chaotic time of year. And I don't think I'd want anything else now. It's like a tradition. I don't think it would feel like Christmas if it wasn't just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, you get to the 24th of December and all you want to do is lie on the settee and not move for 3 days. Yep, that's pretty much exactly what our family's
which is a nice thing. You feel like you've earned it.
You feel like you've earned it, exactly. Yeah. You've got through the madness, and then you really deserve that glass of mulled wine on the 24th.
100%. Oh, getting me ready for that already. I'm going to stick my heat on my very not so fancy gas camping stove because, I don't really normally use a hob, but this is a special occasion. So, Oonagh, tell me what to do. What should I do?
So today, Ollie, we are going to make our spiced apple marshmallows because it's autumn and the nights are drawing in, and I think we just need something a little bit cozy and a little bit warming and a little bit spiced to get us through. So we're going to whip up our spiced apple marshmallows. I'm going to show you one here. So we make these with pure apple puree. So we bake down apples and then we add in like warming spices like ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon. And then we top each one with a beautiful dehydrated apple fan just to make it super special and super autumnal. So I'm going to teach you how to make these today. So first of all, we are going to put on our pants, as you've already done. You are one step ahead of me, Ollie.
I thought you said put on our pants then. I was like, how do you know that I've got no pants on?
You're in a jumpsuit, Ollie. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Girls know jumpsuits. Shall I talk you through the ingredients first?
Let's do it. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
So we have, we're going to make a full batch of 40 marshmallows, which is more than enough to give to friends if you pop them into little clear bags, tie them with a ribbon. So these make a really beautiful Christmas gift if you want to make something homemade and a little bit more thoughtful this Christmas. So not that our marshmallows aren't thoughtful, but if you want to make something a bit handmade. So we're going to start with 600
Made
grams.
With love.
Made with love, made with mallow love. We're going to start with 600 grams of granulated white sugar. I'm going to pop it in the pan.
It's almost like I'm prepared for the first time in my life. Here we go.
And then we're going to take 240 mils of liquid glucose. Now, this is super sticky, this stuff. So a little tip is if you wet your spatula with a tiny bit of water, then it won't stick as much, or equally you can use your hands. So I'll show you this method. Then we need to add in the 240 mils of invert sugar. Now invert sugar is not readily available in supermarkets, but it's something we use to make the marshmallows super soft and super fluffy. It's what a lot of bakers use for making cookies really soft and cakes really soft. Just a different type of glucose. But equally, if you are making these at home, you can just add in 240 mils of glucose again. Or you can put in 240 mils of golden syrup, or maple syrup also works. Any form of like soft sugar syrup.
I assume then the texture would vary depending on which of those ingredients you choose.
Yeah, exactly. You just make it slightly softer marshmallow if you were going to use golden syrup or maple syrup instead of glucose, but they make just as delicious a marshmallow.
So they would still taste the same.
They taste exactly the same. Maple syrup would obviously give it a certain flavour and of maple syrup, but you can, if you're making a spiced apple marshmallow, that would be delicious because it would go perfectly. But if you're making something slightly fruitier, like a summer fruit, like a raspberry and champagne marshmallow, for example, or a strawberry and basil marshmallow, then I'd probably use glucose just because it imparts no flavour.
Okay. Could you make chocolate marshmallow? Do you make chocolate like using cocoa with it?
We do make chocolate marshmallows. So we do a chocolate marshmallow. In fact, one right here for you. So for that we use grated chocolate into the mix, and then occasionally dip them in some tempered chocolate. Just add Little bit of loveliness on there.
I mean, then heated that marshmallow in the fire, that chocolate inside is going to melt.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Stop
delicious. Naughty, right? Ollie, this is the point where we need to, well, we should have added this if I wasn't having technical difficulties earlier. Add in your apple puree and your spices. So I've sent you 400 mils of stewed apple puree. And I've added in some cinnamon, some ginger, some nutmeg, sort of autumnal spices to make it smell suitably delicious. Yeah, exactly. So if you were making like a proper apple crumble or apple pie in a marshmallow.
I love it.
So now we've got everything in the pot. If you put your pan and your hob onto the highest heat, it'll go. I know you've got like a little gas cooker. Whoa.
Yeah, so I could do this whilst camping then. I could literally go out into the hills and make marshmallows.
It's annoying because you really could, but you need a stand mixer to bring with you and they're quite heavy.
Oh, yeah, that's
I wouldn't recommend it. So maybe make it before you go camping and then bring them camping, sit around a little campfire, take out your homemade marshmallows, pop them on a skewer, toast them so they go all melty and gooey. Maybe make s'mores, the American dessert treat.
Oh, yes.
Have you heard of a s'more?
Oonagh, what's your recommendation with s'mores? Any particular type of biscuit? Because that's got to be important, hasn't it?
Yeah, we are very, very particular about our s'mores here. So obviously we make our own marshmallows. Then we also hand paint chocolate shards. It has to be quite thin because the aim is to melt the marshmallow over the fire. And then the chocolate has to go on top. So the chocolate has to melt on top of the marshmallow, but only using the heat of the marshmallow. So it has to be quite thin. You don't want a big slab of chocolate on top, otherwise it's not going to melt. So quite a thin square of chocolate. And then we use a lightly spiced biscuit. I think it's
autumnal.
Delicious. Oh, again, very autumnal. But it also has to be quite soft. You don't want like a hard English sort of biscuit, like a digestive, because it just cracks. You want something that's going to melt with the marshmallow when you bite into it. So
like a wafer?
No, almost like a soft cookie. That's the vibe.
Like an American soft cookie, my favourite.
Yeah, almost. Almost like a hybrid between that and a biscuit. That's what we like. Something with a bit of give.
Yeah. Love that.
Right, so the science bit of a marshmallow, Ollie. I believe you have your trusty sugar thermometer next to you.
I do indeed, yes.
Fabulous.
Yes.
So the magic number for fruit marshmallows is 112 degrees. So we need to bring our fruit and sugar syrup mixture up to 112 degrees. So if you pop your sugar thermometer into the bottom of the pan, and then we're just going to wait until it gets to 112 degrees. And it's very specific that you need to take it to this temperature. Otherwise, if it's not 212 and it's like 110 or 109, it'll make very soft, very liquidy marshmallows that won't set properly. Wow. And if you go any higher, the marshmallows will be quite tough. So it has to be very, very specifically at 112.
So when I get to 112, it's literally heat straight off and...
Exactly. Immediate, fast hands.
It's quite exciting, isn't it? I mean, it's definitely creeping up. I'm keeping a close eye on it. It's nearly at 80, so we can talk, I guess. We can talk about how you actually trained as a chocolatier, and am I right in thinking that's what got you into the confectionery business? Was it chocolate?
It was, yeah. So when I was 18, I moved to Paris to train as a chocolatier, and I lived and worked there for 4 years. Loved every minute of it. It was incredible. Such a wonderful experience, like every early morning, late night, of which there were many. But the French take chocolate so seriously. I had to do a year of pastry school before I was allowed anywhere near the chocolate rooms.
Wow!
They were like, you don't get to go anywhere near chocolate until you have mastered a year of patisserie, which I love. I love that dedication.
I do. I love
I like how like fastidious they are. So
exactly.
So I worked in Paris for 4 years, and then I moved to London, where I worked for Rococo Chocolates. And during that time, I just started making my own cakes, my own chocolates, my own marshmallows, and little confectionery after work on an evening. And I got a little stall on Portobello Road on a Saturday. So I'd make during the week, and then on a Saturday, I'd go to the market and try and sell as much as humanly possible. And it was really quite popular. I know, and it was really quite popular. And then every week I started noticing that the marshmallows that I was making would sell out faster and faster. And it was incredible because on the market, Portobello is a working market. There are fruit sellers, there are veg sellers, and I became quite friendly with everyone. So I'd get seasonal fruits on the market and then whip up different seasonal marshmallows every week. So it was just a lovely experience, and this is in 2011. No one had really made gourmet marshmallows in the UK before, so quite unusual. And then after about 4 or 5 months of having the stall on Portobello, a buyer from Harvey Nichols came to the stall and tried a marshmallow, and then the following week, I know, right? It's like
you never know who's coming to your stall, do you?
Yeah, you have to be nice to everyone. Be nice to everyone in life.
100%. You never know. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm sorry if I'm a bit distracted. I'm keeping a real close eye on this now because we are approaching. Yeah, be nice to everyone. Because it's nice to be nice, and people are nice to you in return. But we should all help you.
But then also,
people
they're
help
not
you
from Harvey Nichols, so.
Exactly. No one's going to help you if they don't like you, are they? If you're not nice to them. So
exactly.
pretty
I am going to interrupt myself because I have reached 112. So I'm going to take this off the boil. Pan. Then we're going to go and pop this in our stand mixer along with 70 grams of fish gelatin. So we use fish gelatin because it's super accessible. It's suitable for those with a halal diet, kosher diet. Suitable for pescatarians, of which I am, so it's kind of great that I'm able to eat my own marshmallows. So we'll put the gelatin in the mixer, and then we're going to pour the hot puree and sugar mix over the top. My spatula, get it all in.
I think I've gone into a trance, like watching this. It's like I'm being hypnotized by it.
Just you wait. When it starts whipping up and it incorporates all the air and goes really light and really fluffy, it is beautiful. It's a really lovely process.
I can't wait. Right, that's off. I've reached 112. I'm off the heat.
Okay. So in my mixer here, I've put in the gelatin and the hot puree and hot fruit puree and hot glucose, and then I've just turned it on to like speed 2, like the lowest speed, just because it's quite liquid at the moment, and it's very hot, so I don't want anything sort of flying out and burning me, really. So a low speed, and we're going to keep that on a low speed for about 4 minutes. And after 4 minutes, it should start thickening up quite a bit, and then we're going to put it on a medium speed for, again, another 4 minutes. And after that time, it should have tripled in volume, started incorporating quite a lot of air, and then we're going to whack it on a high speed for the last 3 minutes, just to incorporate loads and loads of air, make it really light, really fluffy, and sort of similar to how you would expect a normal sort of marshmallow to be.
I love it.
If you have any perception of what a normal marshmallow should be. I'm going to wash my hands because it's very sticky.
I mean, the fluffier the better, I think. And I think you still need some moisture. You don't want it to be completely dry. Am I right with that?
Oh, definitely not. No, it's really this is what's so lovely about our marshmallows. They're really fruity.
Yeah.
In the bin. They're really fruity. They're really light. They're almost souffle-like in texture. That's sort of what we compare them to. A beautiful little souffle.
Souffle, and it's so fresh as well. It's got a real kind of the look of it. It's art, isn't it? The way that you finish it.
We do. We try to make each one look as beautiful as they can be because why not? We can. So we put like dried fruits on top. We put gold leaf on some of our. We've just launched our some of our Christmas range. and we've done a peach Bellini with gold leaf, and then a Libations rum, which is a beautiful rum distilled here in Yorkshire. We've used their rum to make a rum daiquiri, espresso daiquiri. I know, it's beautiful. And then that's actually dipped in tempered dark chocolate and then topped with a chocolate-coated coffee bean. So it's really, really special.
That sounds incredible. Only the best ingredients as well.
Always the best ingredients. We're very strict on the ingredients we use, and we try and use because it is a sweet product, but we like them to be as perfect as they possibly can be, and it's important to use the best ingredients, because if you're going to make a sweet, you may as well make it the best version of a sweet, and it has to be indulgent but
exactly
still perfect.
Well, that's exactly the same with me with chocolate. I only use the best chocolate, the best ingredients. Sea salt's a big ingredient for me, and it's Anglesey sea salt from Halland Mon. And yeah, just really passionate about how can it be better, how can we use better ingredients, and always
exactly pushing things forward. I'm not here to just sort of go, oh, I'll just put it through with like fruit powders or natural natural oils. I don't really want that. I want the true flavour of the product, and I want it to be made from fruit and made from champagne or made from rum. I don't want rum flavouring. Believe in it. Exactly.
Love that. Just a quick one to let you know that I've got my mixer on, and I've added the fish gelatin. So I think, am I right there? I'm up to date there, I think. Just leaving it on a low speed.
Yeah.
Right,
keep it for about 4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes. Okay, I'll probably stop mine just after you stop yours then. And that's, okay. I've not set a timer. Sorry.
That's fine. No, don't worry about it. So that's our raspberry and champagne marshmallow. So that's made with whole raspberries and then a big glug of rosé champagne. So it's real, as you can tell, it's really fruity. It's really fresh. It's amazing toasted over a little burner or a fire or a campfire, depending, or a bonfire, as we have this weekend.
So on that, there's somebody like me who loves like chocolate, obviously, but if I'm thinking about making s'mores, which is the best marshmallow to go with chocolate, would you say, to go as a s'more?
You see, I really like the fruity one, so I would recommend a raspberry and champagne to go with like a really dark chocolate and like a lightly spiced biscuit. Something a bit more unusual. I'm not... This is awful. Do not judge me. I make a vanilla marshmallow. I make a delightfully beautiful vanilla marshmallow. We use Madagascar vanilla beans. It's incredible. I feel personally that you should try and push boundaries a little bit with confectionery. So my favourite is a passion fruit and ginger marshmallow. It's not our best seller, but I will consistently be making it for as long as I have the company, because it tastes incredible. It challenges what you think of a marshmallow. So either raspberry and champagne or passion fruit and ginger for a s'more, and it's perfect.
I love that. You're the same as me. You like to almost kind of shock people and challenge their beliefs of what a marshmallow is, and I'm the same with chocolate. I want them to taste something that they don't think they're going to like, and then they do, and it's like it's more of an experience that way, isn't it? Just a quick one to say that I see that whiskey for Joe, our friend Joe, has to go. Thank you for staying tuned with us. We are going to continue to finish these marshmallows, and Mandy has asked a question, which is, could you use champagne instead of the water? Is that what you do? I think it's what she asked.
So our raspberry and champagne marshmallow, we use champagne instead of water. Obviously it can get pretty spendy, Mandy, but why not? Obviously you have to be quite careful with the amount of alcohol you put into a marshmallow, because it can affect the gelatin. So I'd go for like a 50-50 ratio of water / champagne, and you'll get the beautiful flavour of the champagne in there, but without affecting the texture of the marshmallow.
And I think you said as well the champagne helps to bring out the other flavours.
Brings out the other flavours as well. Yeah, you can pair it with like strawberries, like we do a Wimbledon marshmallow. We do like strawberries and champagne. We can do like a strawberry and cassis. A champagne and cassis flavoured marshmallow. So I'd always pair the alcohol with another fruit, because it's nice.
Love it. Question: have you ever gone savoury with marshmallow flavours, or is that too late?
We have. We've done it quite a few times. We've done a beetroot marshmallow. We did a walnut and truffle marshmallow, which was absolutely incredible. It was very decadent. We've done a smoked salmon and cream cheese marshmallow. way nicer than you think it's going to be. Genuinely. It's almost
you could
like
do like little
salmon,
bellies.
it's like a mousse. Yeah, exactly. Because the texture's so soft. It was like a smoked salmon mousse. And it was beautiful.
Wow.
So yeah, it is really versatile for flavour. Also, my recipe, because it doesn't use egg whites, it carries flavours so well.
So for the viewer, what's the benefit of obviously not using egg whites? Obviously dietary, allergens, that sort of thing. But does it affect the recipe?
It does affect the recipe. I think also it affects the texture and it affects the flavour. I think it can mask a lot of flavours. It sort of tastes a bit more. It tastes a bit more meringue. That's the word. Okay,
so by taking that away, you're making a purer marshmallow.
Yeah, exactly. So you can taste the fruit more. So like with the raspberry, take for example the spiced apple marshmallow we're taking today. So you really get the hit of the apple coming through, and it feels very true to the taste of an apple. And then at the end, you get all the sort of like the warming spices on the finish. And you wouldn't really get that with an egg white marshmallow.
Well, that's it. You want it to taste like the flavour that you're making, don't you? You know what you want to tell somebody. That's a champagne, and they get that kick. It's not just a subtle hint. It's very distinctive. I think that's where you win. Like the flavours in those, absolutely stunning.
It teaches you how to make your own marshmallows, and then there's lots of recipes in there that show you how to use up marshmallows that you've made, or how to incorporate marshmallows into sweet treats. So it's themed by the season. So there's lots of delicious autumnal recipes. Famous muckies, which are marshmallow cookies, which are delicious. So there's loads of lovely like seasonal treats that you can whip up. Wobbly roads.
I asked you this question about because we were talking about once the marshmallow's made and you got your slab of marshmallow, once it's set, you can cut it, can't you? So you could use a gingerbread cut or a little heart press and different shapes.
Exactly. You can make them into all sort of different shapes. For Valentine's we make little hearts. For Christmas you make little snowflakes or gingerbread men. It's really beautiful to give as sort of gifts if you sort of do little cutter shapes.
Exactly. And so the question is about the offcuts. What are they a waste? But like you said, that you can use those for rocky road, for your muckies.
You can
cookies.
put them into marshmallows. You can put them into marshmallow brownies, which are delicious. So when you bake a brownie, you can put marshmallows on top, so it sort of melts into the brownie. It's delicious. You can incorporate marshmallows into a surprising amount of recipes.
How long does it last for?
This recipe will last for 4 to 5 weeks. So. Yes. More than enough time to give out as gifts, or again, if you haven't used them all up by that time, just pop them into a recipe. They can also keep in the fridge, or you can also freeze them, which is always handy. Put them in little freezer bags; they'll keep for up to 6 months in the freezer. My marshmallow has. I don't know if you can see this. I grabbed
Is it picking up yours now?
No, it is indeed. So I grabbed the. Hello. Very intimate and close. So mine is now whipped up to about 4 times the original volume.
Okay, yeah.
So it's looking really light and really fluffy. It smells incredible. How's yours going, Ollie?
It's not looking like yours yet, I'll be honest. I don't know.
Should we maybe use mine?
I was just going to say that. If we can use yours as the demo, then that would be amazing.
Can you imagine if this was the alternative? I would be feeling pretty awkward right now. No problem. We will obviously put the full recipe online, but it's a very easy once you use it.
Yeah.
Once you follow the recipe correctly.
Well, hopefully, if mine doesn't work, I will understand what I did wrong. And this is the thing I always say this about when I'm teaching people how to work with chocolate. If you get it wrong, it's not actually a bad thing, because it means that by understanding how not to do it, helps you to understand how to do it and how to do it properly.
Completely.
So.
I completely agree. And you know what? You can actually, if you could cool it down, if you add a tiny bit more liquid into the puree and glucose syrup, have you had the gelatin? Is that what you've not done?
Which ingredient, sorry?
The gelatin.
Yeah, no, I have added the gelatin.
Oh, right, damn.
But, we had to hydrate the gelatin with water. Yeah. I followed that, but I know you did say to whisk it for 15 minutes, but I didn't get that long to whisk it.
No,
so
you don't need to whisk it for 15 minutes. You only need to like whisk it so it's fully incorporated and then leave it for 15 minutes. Yeah. That's fine. We'll talk about it afterwards.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But yeah.
Maybe let's not concentrate on that bit.
Follow Oonagh. Follow what Oonagh does. It is nice and easy if you follow the way that Oonagh does it. And you've got the recipe book to refer to as well. Fortunately, I have got some that I made earlier, haven't I?
Oh, 100%. And look how fabulous it looks. You did a really good job on earlier.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You see.
So I'm just going to very quickly take it off for a second. It's not quite done yet. But you can see how it's falling like really thick ribbons.
Yeah, beautiful.
Quadrupled in volume. Super sticky, obviously. So that'll be done, I'd say another minute and a half.
Okay, amazing.
Oh yeah.
Tasting good. Tasting good. All right.
Really, what have you got planned for Christmas?
Well, you know, family time, just kind of chilling out. Obviously, Kim and I have had a little baby girl recently. She's 4.5 months.
First Christmas.
Thank you so much. Her first Christmas, yeah, exactly. So can't wait for that. She's already had her first Halloween, which you know she loved. You know she loved getting dressed up. Doing Instagram.
Getting dressed up as a pumpkin. It's really strange, isn't it?
I know, exactly. So what we'll have to think about a Christmas outfit, won't we? Matching pyjamas, that's what it's all about now, isn't it?
Well, it sounds adorable.
I need to get my order in quick because there's shortages of everything. And if they run out of matching family pyjamas, don't know what I'll do.
We're lost. Ollie, I'm about to pour this if that's okay.
Yeah, fantastic. Right. Yeah, let's do
this. I'm going to whip it. Right, so
whip it.
So really good, lovely, thick ribbons drifting off there. It smells incredible. Smells so autumnal. So put the whisk there.
Question for you. You know, like this might be sacrilege me saying this. You know when you can buy the marshmallow fluff, which is almost like that you've got there, like liquid marshmallow. Is there a way of doing that, like making your own?
Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah. What's the trick there then, or is that a long story?
No, it's not a long story at all. So that does use egg white.
Okay.
But then it doesn't use any. It uses either a small amount of gelatin or no gelatin, quite frankly. So I make mine with egg white, but I don't set it with gelatin. Some people do. But I think again, it's a nicer texture if it's not. It's much lighter and much fluffier. And you can make flavored fluffs as you do a flavored marshmallow. So you could do like you do an apple fluff, or I've got a recipe in the book actually. So you just use a fruit puree again instead of the liquid or water that you would use in the book. And then that's really beautiful on top of like brownies, or you can pipe it onto cakes and use it as like an alternative to frosting. So it's beautiful. You know what's delicious? Like very seasonal. A carrot cake with a marshmallow fluff frosting, and then like a tiny bit of grated chocolate on top. It's absolutely delicious. So I poured this into a pre-greased baking tray. So you put a tiny bit of water onto the baking tray, and then line it with cling film, and then you put a non-flavored oil on top of the cling film, so like a vegetable oil or a sunflower oil, or as I mentioned earlier, rapeseed oil, but turns out it's very expensive, so don't use that. Like really expensive marshmallows. So a vegetable oil or a sunflower oil, and then make sure you coat it completely to the edge of the tray, because the most demoralizing thing about making marshmallows is if you don't coat the cling film properly and you come the next day to take it off, it just sticks to the cling film and you've ruined all your hard work.
Yes.
Which has happened a few times in my life, and it doesn't get any more upsetting. So
I feel you,
our tray of spiced apple marshmallows. We're now going to leave this aside for about 12 hours, so overnight ideally, and then the next day, we will come back. And it will
like for people who are impatient or haven't got that time, like what's the minimum you could leave it for?
I'd say minimum 6 hours, but ideally, if you just leave it overnight, it'll be perfect, and it'll have the right texture, the right consistency. It'll set properly.
For good measure.
This has been left overnight. Do not leave it in the fridge. Just leave it in ambient temperature, so just your normal kitchen. So like 21 degrees normal. And it'll be super soft, super fluffy, exactly how you would imagine a marshmallow to be.
It feels sensual.
It doesn't it just? Isn't it such a pleasant texture?
Go quiet. Just like.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Had to eat this, Ollie. Come on, standards.
Not very hygienic.
Standards. I just tied my hair back up because I didn't want it to be. So you have your sort of like big slab of marshmallow, and this is where you can get really creative. So you can get cutters, you can get heart-shaped cutters, or sort of a standard cookie cutter, and you can make shapes out of your marshmallow, or you can just cut it into strips, into big squares. It's still quite sticky, so we're going to use confectioner's mix, which is a 50-50 mix of icing sugar, helpfully supplied in a freezer bag for you.
Supplied there. This is a mix of sugar and
corn flour, so it's a 50-50 mix. Yeah. So this will stop the marshmallows sticking to each other. So you just take a sprinkle of confectioner's mix and then rub it all the way into the marshmallow. And that'll stop anything sticking to it. Again, if you are making very particularly if you're making this recipe, I like to add a bit of warming spice again into the mix. You can add cinnamon or ginger or nutmeg just to give it a bit more flavour. And
could you do like an eggnog marshmallow?
Do an eggnog marshmallow. Flavors are limitless. You can go you can be as creative as you are, Ollie. You make incredible marshmallows. And then
can I put this now?
Pardon?
So
we're going to take the greased cling film off the back of the marshmallow. So this is the part where if you haven't greased it properly, it'll just stick to the marshmallow and you won't be able to get it off. So
I was slightly premature. I was too excited. Mine's
quite eager. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's it.
Pardon?
It's just so tempting.
So perfect.
It's going to be so satisfying.
It's such a Ollie, that's why I've been doing it for 12 years. It's such a lovely job.
It's therapeutic, isn't it?
It really is. So a little tip here, when you're cutting marshmallow, get a sharp knife and place it in some warm/hot water.
Okay.
And that just means that the knife will go through the marshmallow a lot easier.
Okay. I'm going to do it with it first, just so that I can see the difference.
Okay.
That's all right. Am I right to cut it?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, look at that. Well, actually, that's not too bad. I mean, so what I wanted to make, and I don't think I'll get a chance to do that today, but literally cutting these into little chunks and then cutting some smaller chunks to make little hats and making them into little Stay Puffed Marshmallow Men. We've got a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, so that could be the little hat that sits on top, and stick a little M&M, a little blue M&M or Smartie on the top, and then do a little face, and you've just got a little Stay Puffed Marshmallow Men heads.
Adorable. Absolutely adorable.
So, work in progress.
So, when you've got your little cubes of marshmallow, or hearts, or hats, or Stay Puft marshmallow faces, whatever you decide to create, pop them back into the bowl of confectioner's mix. Grab yourself a wee sieve and just literally coat them in the mix so they don't stick together.
You roll them around in there, do you?
Roll them around in there, yeah, exactly. And then pop them in the sieve, dust off any excess, and
so I can chuck those all in there. The hats. There we go. It's quite fun, isn't it? Just throwing them around.
Really, well, be quite gentle with them, Ollie.
I was going to say,
you spend a lot of time making them.
Still treating them with respect.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Oonagh, you've been on TV, haven't you? We were talking today about your TV appearances.
I have been on TV a few times, Ollie. It's a wonderful experience. You'd think I'd be a little bit better at it by now. It's not so good today, sorry. Never done an Instagram Live, though.
Well, no, you're amazing. I love what you do.
My apologies. Yeah, we've been really lucky. We've been invited on some pretty fabulous shows. Been on Paul Hollywood, Alan Titchmarsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a laugh. Wow. And we've had some very exciting guests in the bakery a few months ago who were filming their Christmas special.
This is an exclusive.
This is not an exclusive because I've signed a very strict NDA.
Yeah,
and you are not going to make me break it. So
it's just a tease.
It's just a little tease, but they're pretty popular and adorable.
Cool. Okay. So watch this space is what you're saying.
Watch this space. Yeah, exactly. See my little face. and it's really sweet. It's a family orientated show. And as I've already mentioned, my family is very involved in the Marshmallow list. They invited my mum and dad and Jenny and the two girls onto the show, and it was really sweet. So it's a little family affair. Nice.
Can you give any clues?
I'm not giving you any clues, mate. A very famous duo.
Oh, okay, we'll take that.
And I shall say no more. So we've got perfect cubes. Now you can either eat these as they are, and they're perfectly delicious, or you can decorate them as we do in the bakery with little dehydrated apple fans, just to make them really special and really pop if you serve them on a centerpiece or like a cake stand, and it just looks really stunning and beautiful.
Wow. I'm going to utilise my tempered chocolate that I've got over here, but I'm going to half it because I don't want to completely cover them in tempered chocolate because I want the marshmallow to still be exposed so that we can see the beautiful, fluffy, whiter than white marshmallow. So I'm going to dip half the marshmallow in. I say that my chocolate is actually starting to set because I've left the machine off because it makes such a noise. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
But we're all right.
Also, if you just get the top of the marshmallow coated in dark chocolate, it won't sort of mask the flavour of the marshmallow too much. So obviously chocolate's quite strong flavour. So you want the sort of spiced apple flavour coming through there quite a lot too.
Okay. Amazing.
Beautiful.
And
you go for dark or milk?
I've gone for milk chocolate just because I've got my milk chocolate right here. But actually, I'd like to do these in milk white and dark and just go crazy. That's what I'm going to do over Christmas. Make marshmallows and...
Oh, did I just give you another job, Ollie?
Yeah, exactly. With a chocolate twist, but only for me to eat though. Like I might share one, but...
Pop them in a little clear cellophane bag or plastic-free bag, tie them with a ribbon. Be beautiful.
Oh, wow. Perfect. I'm going to do that one upside down. Half and half, rascal.
Beautiful. Did I send you any apple fans? Can you top one with an apple fan? Place it on top of the chocolate.
I've got one of the...
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So pop that on there. Yeah.
Lovely.
Beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. Flavor's amazing.
I just realised I haven't even eaten one yet. Do you like it? Can you really taste the apple coming through?
Yeah, that's like a smoked spice apple, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got the cinnamon and the ginger and the nutmeg in there. It's totally beautiful.
It's like an apple pie. It tastes like an apple pie.
Well, this is what so instead, this time of the year, we eat like quite heavily. We have like big Christmas dinners. We have big like pie and mash. You don't necessarily want a big dessert after you've had that. So this is why these marshmallows are so beautiful. Like you get something that's packed full of flavour, but really quite light. So if you bring out like a little tray of marshmallows after dinner, after you've had like a really big dinner, then it's a much lighter alternative to a heavy dessert. That's why it's so beautiful at Christmas as well. You
just want that sweet fix after, like you say, Christmas dinner. Just want something sweet, but nothing too... So
nothing too heavy, exactly. It really does. So as we do like a Christmas pudding marshmallow at Christmas time, and Perfect.
Thank you so much for this tonight. I've absolutely loved every minute.
I've had a great time. I can't believe I've never done an Instagram live before, Ollie. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. But
you've got me hooked.
You're hooked now. That's it now. You'll be every single week doing demonstrations.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You can pick a recipe out of the book each week and demo the recipe and show the world, the marshmallow world.
Show everyone how, and also how much fun it is to make marshmallows. I feel like people don't know enough about marshmallows, so spread the mallow love.
That's your purpose, is to spread the marshmallow love and to show the world, like, there's more to marshmallows than what you think.
Exactly. Forget those little pink and white supermarket marshmallows. These are the real marshmallows.
That's right. Yeah, and there's such a huge difference in the taste and obviously the appearance, but making it yourself, there's something really special about that. So therapeutic. I just remember before that when I do all my educational chocolate making like demos and I teach the kids like where chocolate comes from, how it's made, they all make their own chocolate lollies and things. And they always ask me, like I always say to them, what would you make if you could make anything out of chocolate? Purely just to pick their brains and come away with ideas, obviously. But they come out with the best things, and you know, it's usually like a chocolate house, and the door's made out of chocolate, and the walls are and everything. And man, like I always say, you know, your bed made of chocolate, and the pillow would be marshmallow, and that would be a great pillow, wouldn't it? I think we could do it. I think we could do
and you wake up in the morning. I think we should do that.
Create like an art installation, like a Tracy Emin bed, or just chocolate and marshmallow. Make the whole marshmallow duvet.
Oh my God, it sounds incredible. Can you imagine how comfortable that would be, Ollie?
I know, exactly. You wouldn't even breakfast in bed. Sorted.
Done. Wake up with no pillow.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I'd definitely be dribbling that night. Oh dear. Honestly, Oonagh, thank you so much. Really, really.
You are more than welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been such a delight. I haven't seen any of these comments because I haven't put my contact lenses in, so I've just been sort of blindly following today. So I hope everyone's had a really lovely time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I haven't wasted an hour's worth of time with everyone, and I hope they enjoyed it.
Well, I hope you've
enjoyed it. Marshmallows.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, I hope everyone's kind of gone away a little bit inspired, understanding a bit more about marshmallow and feeling like they can have a go themselves. Hopefully inspired to pick up a copy of your wonderful book, The Marshmallowist, and all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. And if you've missed any comments, please drop us a comment on the live when it's posted to the grid after. Also, just drop us a DM if we've missed anything. We do apologise, but we'll catch up later. Keep following. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Bye, Ollie. It's lovely to
Peace, love, choc and roll, Oonagh.
Bye.
Bye.